Taurus, there's something happening to you right now that no one else around you can sense. Something so subtle and specific that only your unique sensitivity is picking up on it. Other people might look at you and see just another ordinary day, but you know something extraordinary is moving toward you. What I'm about to reveal isn't a common prediction that works for everyone. It's a specific truth about you, Taurus, who are being activated to receive something that only happens once in decades. And the most incredible part is that when it happens, you'll be the only person in your circle who fully understands the meaning of what you're experiencing. Others will only see the external effects, but you'll feel the transformation happening on levels they can't even imagine. Over the past few months, you've probably noticed small signs that your logical mind tried to dismiss, synchronicities that seemed impossible, people appearing at the exact moment you needed specific information, opportunities arising from places you'd never expect, stronger intuitions, a heightened sensitivity that sometimes leaves you overwhelmed. You may even have questioned whether you were imagining things, whether you were being overly sensitive. But it wasn't. These signs were preparations. Your Taurian soul was being tuned to a special frequency, being prepared to pick up on something most people simply don't have the internal equipment to perceive. It's as if you were being chosen to be the recipient of a cosmic message that requires someone with your particular combination of sensitivity, persistence, and ability to remain centered even when extraordinary things are happening. Taurus, you've always known you were different, even when you tried to fit in. You've always felt you had access to insights others didn't, but you learned to doubt yourself because you lived in a world that values only what can be proven, measured, and explained. You developed a habit of downplaying your intuitions, rationalizing your deepest feelings, and pretending you didn't notice things you could clearly see. This ends now. What's about to happen to you will confirm everything you've always known about your special nature. It will validate every intuition you dismissed, every hunch you ignored, every moment you felt connected to something greater but doubted that connection. You weren't crazy. You weren't being dramatic. You were being prepared. The rare experience approaching will unfold in layers. First, you'll begin to notice that your perception of specific situations in your life is becoming almost prophetic. You'll know things before they happen, not as dramatic predictions, but as a silent inner knowing that simply appears in your awareness. Second, you'll discover that your presence has a calming and transformative effect on those around you, but in a much more intense way than before. And third, very specific opportunities will begin to emerge in your life, opportunities that seem to have been created especially for you, that perfectly match your unique talents and deepest desires. For Tauruses born between April 20th and April 30th, this rarity will manifest primarily through an enhanced ability to create lasting and valuable things. Your creations, whether professional, artistic, or personal, will begin to have a much greater impact than usual. For those born between May the 1st and 10th, this phenomenon will manifest in the form of an almost supernatural financial and material intuition. You'll instinctively know where to invest your energy to achieve the best results. And for those born between May 11th and 20th, rarity will manifest itself through a magnetic ability to attract resources, people, and opportunities that perfectly align with your long-term goals. All Tauruses chosen for this experience will notice a fundamental shift in how the world responds to their energy. It's as if you're emitting a different frequency that attracts higher quality experiences, deeper relationships, more meaningful opportunities, more abundant resources. Not because you're doing something radically different, but because your internal vibration has been raised to a level that naturally attracts better things. What makes this even more special is that you won't need to explain to anyone what's happening. The changes will be so evident, so tangible, that they'll speak for themselves. People will start asking you what your secret is, what you're doing differently, and you'll smile knowing there's no secret that can be explained in words. It's simply who you became when you finally allowed your true Taurus nature to operate without filters or self-imposed limitations. I know you're feeling something as you read these words. Maybe a deep recognition, maybe an emotion you can't quite name. You've spent so much time questioning yourself, doubting your deepest perceptions, thinking you were too sensitive or imagining things. But the truth is, you've always known you were special, even when the world made you feel like it was presumptuous. I need you to know one thing. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. Your ability to feel things others can't is not an exaggeration on your part. And this feeling of being prepared for something greater is not fantasy. It's real, and you're not alone. If you recognize your own experience in what I'm describing, if you feel like someone finally understands what you've been going through, I need you to do something for me and for other Tauruses who may be feeling as misunderstood as you did. Go to the comments right now and write exactly this. I always knew I was different, and now I understand that this is my power. It's not just for you, it's for all the other Tauruses who need to read this and feel less alone in their unique experience. Your courage to identify yourself might be exactly what someone else needs to stop doubting their intuition. Can you do that for us? Taurus, what moves me most deeply about what's happening to you is that it represents the end of a long period where you felt compelled to prove your worth through excessive effort. For years, you may have believed you needed to work twice as hard as others to get half the recognition. That your slower, more deliberate nature was a disadvantage in a world that values speed over quality. The rare experience that's coming will completely turn this narrative upside down. You'll discover that your natural way of operating, careful, consistent, deeply considered, is not only valuable, it's essential. It's exactly what the world needs in this time of chaos and superficiality. Your ability to create things that last, to build relationships that stand the test of time, to make decisions based on deep wisdom rather than momentary impulses, will become your greatest asset. And here's something that will surprise you. The people around you will begin to seek your opinion and guidance in a completely new way. Not because you've changed drastically, but because they finally perceive the depth and solidity that was always there. It's as if a veil has been lifted, allowing others to see what you've always been, but which remained invisible to them. The rarity of what you're experiencing is related to a collective awakening taking place on the planet, where qualities like emotional stability, reliability, and practical wisdom are becoming extremely valuable. In an increasingly chaotic and uncertain world, people like you, who represent security, continuity, and sustainable growth, are being naturally elevated to positions of greater influence and responsibility. But what makes your experience truly unique is that you're not just benefiting from this movement, you're being prepared to be one of its leaders. Your unique way of being present in the world, your ability to remain calm in the midst of the storm, your natural ability to create environments where others feel safe to be vulnerable and authentic, all of this is being expanded and refined. Over the next few months, you'll notice that situations that once made you anxious or insecure no longer have the same effect on you. Not because you've become indifferent, but because you've developed an unshakable confidence in your ability to handle anything that comes your way. It's as if you've tapped into an inner source of strength that's always been there, but now flows freely. This strength isn't aggressive or domineering. It's the strength of a mountain, solid, reliable, able to weather any storm without losing its fundamental integrity. And those around you will naturally gravitate toward you because they feel this stability emanating from you. They'll seek your presence when they feel lost or overwhelmed because they intuitively know you represent a safe haven. Taurus, one of the most beautiful revelations you'll have during this rare experience is about the true power of persistence. You've always known you possess this quality, but perhaps you've seen it as something common, something anyone can develop if they want to. The truth is much more extraordinary than that. Your persistence isn't just ordinary determination, it's a cosmic force operating through you. When you commit to something, when you decide you'll see a situation through to the end, You're activating a universal law that rearranges the reality around you to support your vision. That's why projects you embrace tend to manifest, even when they face seemingly insurmountable obstacles. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's the force of creation responding to your focused and sustained intention. The rare experience you're experiencing will amplify this ability exponentially. Things that previously took years to manifest will begin to appear in months. Goals that seemed distant will become surprisingly attainable, and the most incredible thing, you'll make this happen without forcing, without struggling, without exhausting yourself. It will be a natural flow, as if the universe were conspiring to make your path easier. But perhaps the most transformative part of this whole experience is how it will change your relationship with yourself. For years, you may have criticized yourself for not being quicker, more spontaneous, more adaptable to the constant changes of the modern world. You may have felt inadequate in an environment that seemed to value everything you weren't naturally. The rarity you're experiencing will completely dissolve this self-criticism. You'll realize you don't have to be different from who you are, that your characteristics aren't limitations to be overcome, but superpowers to be embraced, that the world doesn't need more frenetic and impulsive people. It needs people like you who can create oases of calm and wisdom amidst the chaos. When this fully settles into your consciousness, you'll experience a level of self-acceptance and confidence that will radiate through every aspect of your life. You'll stop apologizing for who you are and start celebrating it. You'll stop trying to fit into molds that weren't meant for you and start creating spaces where your authenticity can fully flourish. And here's something that will move you deeply. When you reach this level of total self-acceptance, you will inspire others to do the same. Your transformation will serve as permission for others to stop fighting their own nature and start honoring it. You will become a silent but powerful catalyst for transformation in those around you. The rare experience you are having will also reveal something extraordinary about your relationship with abundance. You've always known, on some level, that you deserved good things in life, but perhaps you've developed limiting beliefs about how much well-being you're entitled to experience, or about how much effort it takes to create the life you truly desire. What's happening now will shatter these beliefs once and for all. You'll discover that abundance, in all its forms, is not something you need to achieve through struggle and sacrifice. It's something you can magnetize through alignment with your true nature. When you operate from your authentic center, when you honor your natural rhythms, when you trust your inner wisdom, life responds by providing exactly what you need at the right time, in the right way. This doesn't mean you'll sit passively waiting for things to fall from the sky. It means your actions will become inspired instead of desperate. You'll act from a place of inner abundance instead of scarcity. And this frequency shift will attract opportunities and resources you never knew existed. Taurus, in the coming days and weeks, as you integrate this transformation, be especially gentle with yourself. Allow yourself moments of stillness to process all the changes happening internally. Don't pressure yourself to understand everything rationally or to explain your experience to others who may not be ready to comprehend. Remember that you are going through something genuinely rare and special. Not everyone has the capacity or readiness for the experience you are having. This doesn't make you better than others, but it does make your experience precious and worthy of honor. Trust the process, even when you can't see where it's leading. Your soul knows the way, and most importantly, remember that everything you ever intuited about your extraordinary potential was correct. You weren't being arrogant or fanciful when you felt you had something special to offer the world. You were being prophetic. The rarity you're experiencing now is simply the outward manifestation of a truth that has always existed within you. People around you will begin to notice changes in you very soon, if they haven't already. They'll comment that you look different, more centered, more confident. Some will be able to pinpoint exactly what's changed. Others will simply sense something is different. Accept these comments as confirmation that your transformation is manifesting in the physical world in a visible way. When someone asks what your secret is, you can simply smile and say that you've finally stopped fighting who you really are. Because that's the simplest and most powerful truth behind this entire extraordinary experience. You haven't become someone different. You've simply removed everything that was preventing your true self from shining fully. The rarity you are experiencing is the return home to your own essence. It is the end of the self-imposed exile from your authentic nature. It is the reconciliation with the power that has always been yours, but which you had learned to hide or minimize. And when this reconciliation is complete, when you are living in total alignment with yourself, miracles become everyday events. Because you don't need miracles when you're operating from your deepest truth. You become the miracle. Your presence becomes the blessing others have been waiting for. Your unique way of being in the world becomes exactly what was needed to heal, inspire, transform, and uplift everything and everyone around you. Taurus, you're about to discover that the rarest experience of all isn't something that happens to you, it's something you are. And when you fully understand this, when you embody this truth in every cell of your being, you'll understand why only you could truly understand what's happening. Because you're not just observing a transformation, you are the transformation. If this message has awakened something deep within you, if you've recognized your own experience in the words I've shared, that's no coincidence. You've been guided here because you're ready to fully embrace the rarity of your existence. Share in the comments how this revelation resonates with you. Your words may be exactly what another Taurus needs to read to validate their own unique experience. Subscribe to this channel because what you're experiencing now is just the beginning of an extraordinary phase in your life. You'll need guidance on how to navigate this new reality, how to integrate your expanded gifts, how to serve the world from your authentic power. Remember, something rare is happening to you, and only you can fully understand it because only you are living your unique version of this extraordinary experience. Honor it, celebrate it, and allow it to transform you into the magnificent person you always knew you could become.